Let's get ready for the ultimate cinematic clash of movie-making masters, the Directors' Cup. 8 of the world's most acclaimed directors enter the arena armed only with their filmographies. This tournament is a single elimination brawl where only the best films survive. Each round pits 2 directors against each other, with one movie chosen from each director's arsenal for a head-to-head showdown. Over 4 rounds of intense debate and analysis will determine which film reigns supreme, sending the victorious director to the next round. But choose wisely, each director's movie can only be used once, so strategy is key. Do you play your Oscar bait early or save your cult classic for a surprise upset? The Director's Cup is where cinematic legacies are forged, and only one director will emerge with the coveted cup. Let the battle begin. Welcome, film enthusiast, to a clash of movie-making megastars. In one corner, we have Christopher Nolan's mind-bending thriller Memento, a film that challenges our perceptions of time and memory. And in the other corner, DavidORussell's heartwarming and poignant Silver Linings Playbook, a film that explores the complexities of mental health and the resilience of the human spirit. Tonight, we'll delve deep into these 2 critically acclaimed films, dissecting the strengths and weaknesses across 4 engaging rounds. Round 1, we'll discuss each film's best scene, line, and music while adding a personal touch. We'll explore the most memorable scenes, lines, and musical moments from each film, sharing our personal interpretations and nostalgic connections. Round 2, awards and critical acclaim. We'll examine the critical reception and accolades bestowed upon each film, weighing the opinions of experts and industry recognition. Round 3, trivia and recasting. Prepare for a journey through fascinating trivia and behind-the-scenes revelations. Then, we'll put our casting director hats on and reimagine these films with a modern twist. Then round 4, the verdict. We'll ask our esteemed judge, Gemini, to weigh the evidence and declare a victor in this battle of cinematic ingenuity. Get ready for a captivating and insightful showdown as we determine once and for all which film reigns supreme. Is it Christopher Nolan's Memento or DavidORussell's Silver Linings Playbook? Enjoy the show. Daddy! All right, Bern, we're here. We're happy. We're finally doing this. I'll tell you, we circled this one on the schedule. We've been looking forward to this battle since we started the Director's Cup. So, little recap. This is the 4th match and the last match of the first round of the first ever Director's Cup. To recap, so far, we started off with the first match, which was James Cameron versus Ridley Scott. We picked Titanic to go against Gladiator. Gladiator took that one, moved Ridley Scott on to the second round. Then, we did Steven Spielberg versus J.J. Abrams. We took Jurassic Park from Steven Spielberg and Star Trek 2009 from J.J. Abrams. Steven Spielberg took this one, moved on to the next round. Then we did Wes Anderson versus the Coen brothers. Fargo versus Rushmore. Great battle. Great battle. The Coen brothers ended up taking this one, moving them on to the next round. So far in the semifinals, we have James Cameron, we have Steven Spielberg, we have the Coen brothers, and then tonight we'll decide the 4th member of the semifinals. Will it be Christopher Nolan or DavidORussell? Super excited for this. I will be taking up for DavidORussell and Silver Linings Playbook, and you will be taking over for Memento and Christopher Nolan. Bern, are you excited to get this thing started?
Really excited to get this one started. We knew this was going to be a really interesting matchup from the jump, even before we selected the movies for it. I do like the thread we have going tonight. 2 very different kind of films, but the question is, how crazy is this guy?
How crazy is this guy? Great, Bern. But before we can get to the first round, do you know what we have to do?
The tale of the tape.
Okay, So let's get these two cinematic contenders in the ring for a head-to-head comparison. Here's the tale of the tape for Silver Linings Playbook versus Memento. Okay, first up, release date. Silver Linings Playbook release date November 16th, 2012, where Memento's release date was March 16th, 2001, but it was a limited release. The runtime, Silver Linings Playbook runtime, 2 hours and 2 minutes. Memento's runtime, 1 hour and 53 minutes. So this is like the drama one where they're pushing closer to 2 hours, where the comedy, they usually stay around $1.50. Film budget for Silver Linings Playbook, we're looking at 21 mil. Memento, looking at 9 mil. Opening weekend box office gross for Silver Linings Playbook, we did 443,000 for its limited release. And then for Memento, it was 235,797 for a limited release. Worldwide box office gross, we got 236.4 million worldwide box office gross for Silver Linings Playbook. And then Memento, we had 40 million worldwide box office gross. Pretty good. Pretty good. And then estimated DVD Blu-ray sales. Silver Linings Playbook came out in 2012. So it says 40 million, but I'm not sure how accurate that is, being that streaming had really kind of picked up by then. Then for Memento, they're looking at 30 million in estimated DVD and Blu-ray sales. And I think, honestly, it might even be a little more than that. Memento did pretty good on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray, if I'm correct. And then the studios, we're looking, Silver Linings Playbook was the Weinstein Company. That aged well. And then Memento was Newmarket Films. But either way, that was the tale of the tape. Bern, are you ready to go to round one?
I am, Maddie. I went first last week, so I'm going to let you go first this week.
All right, very good. Well, time for round one. Round one, fight! Okay, round one. Bern and I will get 3 minutes to discuss some things. We got to bring up the best scene in the movie, the best line from the movie, and the musical score from the movie. We'll discuss all that in 3 minutes while throwing in some nostalgia and personal opinion. Bern, you went first last week, so being the gentleman that I am, I will kick off this week's round one.
You son of a bitch.
Silver Linings Playbook is a film that resonates on a deeply personal level. Its exploration of mental health, family dynamics, and the search for love and happiness strikes a chord with audiences. The film's characters are flawed yet relatable, their struggles and triumphs reminding us of our own shared human experience. Memento, while intellectually stimulating, can feel emotionally distant. Its focus on plot, mechanics, and narrative structure can overshadow the emotional core of the story. Silver Linings Playbook invites us to connect with its characters on an emotional level, creating a more profound and lasting impact. Silver Linings Playbook is a film brimming with powerful and poignant moments, but the climactic dance competition scene stands out as a testament to the transformative power of human connection. Pat and Tiffany, played by Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, two souls grappling with their own emotional struggles, find solace and redemption in their shared passion for dance. As they move together in a symphony of vulnerability and hope, their performance becomes a metaphor for their journey towards healing and self-acceptance. The scene is both exhilarating and deeply moving, showcasing the power of dance to transcend words and express the complexities of human emotion. And who could forget Tiffany's raw and honest line? The world will break your heart 10 ways from Sunday. That's guaranteed. I can't begin to explain that, or the craziness inside myself and everyone else. But guess what? Sunday's my favorite day again. I think of what everyone did for me, and I feel like one very lucky lady. That quote encapsulates the film's message of hope and resilience, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, we can find the strength to heal and embrace the beauty of life. Another amazing thing about this movie is that, one, shout out Bradley Cooper. He really took a jump in this, right? This is where he took a jump. It was like, this fucking guy's acting his ass off the fucking page here, you know? Also, shout out to Philadelphia. This whole movie was a love letter to the city of Philadelphia. It's all about the birds. Everybody loves the birds. It's all about a lot of Delco stuff going on. They shouted out the Lanark Diner. You know what I mean? So they really shouted out Philadelphia in this big time love letter to the city of Philadelphia and to the Eagles themselves. And I'm really, really, really happy to represent this movie. And also, I love DavidORussell. So, Bern, that's my time, and that's my nuts on your chin.
You can start the clock right motherfucking now, Maddie,
It
because Memento is kind of the introductory course into how you watch a Christopher Nolan movie going forward. He does not play with linear time. He does not play with linear themes. He's one of the most complicated and most established and interesting filmmakers of our entire generation. Sir Christopher Nolan, by the way, let's put some respect on that name. Mentos, one
Yeah.
of his earlier films, starring Guy Pearce, Joey Pants, Carrie Ann Moss. It's a relatively small cast. It's a movie that moves forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and leaves the audience trying to solve a who done it. It brings you into the film. You're not just watching what's happening on the screen in front of you, you're participating. Leonard is a man on a mission. There were two men, as far as he's concerned, who raped and strangled his wife. One of them he was able to kill, the other one knocked him out, causing his antrograde memory regression, eliminating his ability to form short term memory. This movie is a quest. One man trying to find that lone guy who got away. Christopher Nolan is one of the most genius and strange and confusing, let's be honest, filmmakers of our generation. This is not a movie that you can have your phone out to or be not paying attention to what's going on. Every little scene, every little piece of dialogue makes sense, which is what really draws the viewer into the whodunit of all of this. As far as the music goes, David Julian did a score. It's just synthesized versions of modern pop songs. Radiohead, David Bowie. There's not a lot of fanfare musically in this film. Half of it is in black and white, half of it is in color. As you're watching, you realize that the black and white scenes are moving forward and the scenes in color are starting from the end. This movie starts at the end and finishes at the beginning with a whole lot of stuff happening in the middle. Is an incredible story of an anti-hero that walks you through a journey of retribution only to pull the rug out from you at the very end, which is kind of what Chris Nolan is going to do to us for the next several decades. So I got.
All right. Well, let's keep it moving. We're going to head to round two. Round two. Fight. Round two, awards and critical acclaim. That's right. Silver Linings Playbook kind of shines pretty bright in this round. Silver Linings Playbook was nominated for 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, and acting nominations for all 4 main characters. Jennifer Lawrence won the Oscar for Best Actress. Silver Linings Playbook was praised for its performances, screenplay, and sensitive portrayal of mental health. Memento was nominated for 2 Academy Awards, Best Original Screenplay and Best Film Editing. While critically acclaimed, it wasn't recognized with major award nominations. Silver Linings Playbook's widespread recognition, including a Best Actress Oscar, highlights its impact on both audiences and critics. So, I want to go over some of the Academy Award winners and nominees for Best Picture for that year. And then I also want to go over the best movies of that year because 2012, that was a hell of a year. So, this is for the 85th Academy Awards. That it was for all the movies made in 2012. So this was a year, it was 2 years after they started doing 10 movies nominated for Best Picture. So here's what I got. The movies nominated for Best Picture that year. We have Zero Dark 30, Lincoln, Life of Pi, Les Miserables, Django Unchained, Beast of the Southern Wild, Silver Linings Playbook, Amour, and then the winner for Best Picture was Argo, which was a really good movie. Absolutely really good. And then the best movies of 2012. I mean, it's crazy to think like there was a lot of movies that are really good that were nominated, but the best movies of 2012, a lot of them aren't even like they're so good. So the best movies we got for 2012, I have Django Unchained, Dark Knight Rises, The Master, Armor, Skyfall, Moonrise Kingdom, both really good, right? Then we have The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, Flight, Broken, Argo, which I said, and then we have Prometheus, then we have Wreck-It Ralph, then we have Silver Linings Playbook, Lincoln, then we have Lawless, really good movie, Killing Them Softly, another really good movie. Then we have Seven Psychopaths, The Impossible, Place Beyond the Pines, fantastic, fantastic movie. Perks of Being Wallflower, really good. Cloud Atlas, Beyond the Hills, and then we have The Avengers came out in 2012, the original Avengers. End of Watch came out, The Amazing Spider-Man. Then we have Hatfields and McCoys came out that year. Hitchcock came out that year. Brave came out that year. We also have movies like 21 Jump Street, the remake of 21 Jump Street, which was a massive hit and really good, came out that year. Mud, which this was the start of the McConaissance, the Matthew McConaughey Renaissance, and Mud was one of his best performances he ever had, which also came out that year. Really good. The Iceman came out that year. I mean, Michael Shannon was awesome, awesome as Richard Kuklinski, the contract killer. Really, really good. Honestly, 2012 was just a year of killer films. So, like, the fact that I mean, Silver Linings Playbook was nominated. Argo won, and Argo was a really good movie. But there's a bunch, dude. Batman: Dark Knight Rises came out that year, which broke the record for the box office, which it made a ton of money, sold a ton of tickets. That one didn't even make the top 10 for the Best Picture nods. Neither did The Master, which was really good. Philip Seymour Hoffman, one of his last films. Right, Skyfall, which was the James Bond movie that came out that year, wasn't nominated. Moonrise Kingdom, which is one of Wes Anderson's best ones, came out. Like 2012 was a hot year for the movie. So the fact that Silver Linings Playbook was nominated for 8 Academy Awards, and then it was also every leading actor role was nominated, shows how good it was. So pretty happy with this round thus far. But Bern, take it away. What are your thoughts on Memento?
Memento was 2001, so we're talking about the 2002 Oscars, the 74th Annual Academy Awards. Okay. Your nominations that year for Best Picture. Winner was A Beautiful Mind, starring our boy Rusty Crowe. Pretty good one.
Rusty. Yeah.
Gosford
Didn't you have
Park.
back-to-backs as well?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Gosford Park, good flick. In the Bedroom, I don't really remember it. A little picture called Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. And one of the Lavelle household's personal favorites, Moulin Rouge.
Those were your... a great movie.
It is a good movie. And I know you boys enjoy your musical theater over there. And that was a big one for you. A little bigger for Alex, I think, but a big one for you.
Massive for Alex. Big old. For Alex. That's where I got I've told this before on the show, but this is where I got the Nicole Kidman thing. Like, if like we all talk about like hot chicks or whatever, and like, oh dude, that's my girl, or what, you know what I mean? Like, as in like a famous person, an actress, if you have that person as like pinned as yours, if Nicole Kidman was your girl, you're gay.
You might be gay. You might be gay.
No, you're gay.
Yeah.
You're gay. If Nicole Kidman's your number one, you're gay.
That one proved out. 2 Oscar nods for Memento that year. It was nominated for Best Screenplay and Best Editing. It did not win. It did, however, win the Best Screenplay award at the Sundance Film Festival. So more of an independent vibe to that, which makes sense for a movie with a $9 million budget. Some of the other bangers from that year in 2001. And this is, again, man, I miss these years where there was so much diversity in the stuff we had in theaters. So right off the bat, we got Training Day. Amelie, Donnie Darko.
Wait, Training Day wasn't nominated for Best Picture?
It was not.
Wow.
Amelie was a fun one. Donnie Darko. Shrek. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. A little flick called Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Ocean's 11, Zoolander, Monsters Ball, Monsters Inc. 2 very different kind of movies. Hannibal, Black Hawk Down, Vanilla Sky, A Knight's Tale, Blow, Shallow Hal, Ali, Fast and the Furious, Royal Tenenbaums, Legally Blonde, Enemy at the Gates, Jeepers Creepers. Like, that represents everything. You got action, you got comedy, you've got animation, you've got horror. So those were just some of the other bangers from 2001. But I mean, Beautiful Mind, it was a good one, and I can see why it won an Oscar. It has
Yeah.
all the stuff there. But yeah, Training Day not being there.
Damn, so Paul Bettany had a hell of a year that year. Because, dude, I first got introduced to him in A Knight's Tale, and he was
Hmm.
so good as Chaucer. Like, he kind of stole the show at points, and that was a
He
top.
kind of
Like,
did.
dude, Mark Addy, Alan Tudyk, Heath Ledger,
Yeah.
right? Like, and dude, Bettany fucking held his own and stole the show sometimes, and they were all really good, you know. But I didn't
Yeah.
know because he's in A Beautiful Mind too. So
Yeah.
he had a big year in '01. It was a
Big,
big year for Bettany.
big year for Betany, baby.
Did you say
So
Ali as well?
yes,
What did that not get nominated?
crazy,
Goodness, that's
crazy.
wild.
Like I said, though, no official hardware other than the Sundance Screenwriting Award. Nominated for 2 Oscars, did not win. So I think you got me. You edged me a little bit on the old golden statues there, Maddie.
That was everything we've had for round two. So, Bern, are you ready to go to round three?
Let's do it,
All
baby.
right, round three. Fight! All right, welcome to round three. Let's delve into some trivia and add another dimension to the debate. All right, so we're going to do this. I'm going to have some fun facts and trivia about Silver Linings Playbook. Bern is going to have some fun facts and trivia about Memento. And we're going to go back and forth, a little sparring session with the old fun facts and trivia. All right. And then after that, we're going to get to everyone's favorite parts, the recasting. Get ready. Hold on to your butts. Let's do this. Bern, would you like to kick off the trivia or would you like me to kick off the trivia?
I'll kick it off tonight. I don't mind kicking it off.
All right, send one right at my grill, babe.
I mean, this is just an easy one. Obviously, it was a really seminal performance for Guy Pearce. Other actors considered for that role: Brad Pitt, Charlie
Damn.
Sheen,
Damn.
Aaron Eckhart, Thomas Jane, Alec
Ooh.
Baldwin.
God damn.
I feel like it's a very different movie if Alec Baldwin is playing Leonard.
Well, Bern, that's nice. But did you know this about Silver Linings Playbook? Writer-director DavidORussell originally had Vince Vaughn and Zoe Deschanel in mind for the Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. Also, speaking of casting, Anne Hathaway was originally signed on to play Jennifer Lawrence's role, but had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts. But Bern, that's a fun fact trivia that you can take it and put the balls right on your chin. What do you got?
Well, here's something you may not know about Memento.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy's phone number, 550-0134, is the exact same phone number held by Marla Sinner in the movie Fight Club. So if you want to call the weird creep, that's the number you call. You're either getting Teddy from Memento or Marla from Fight Club.
That is cool. Man, not bad. But did you know this about the movie Silver Linings Playbook? The movie Silver Linings Playbook was shot in just 33 days, and the title in Russian translates to My Boyfriend is a Psycho.
Here's a weird fact about Memento. Chris Nolan based it on a short story written by his brother, Jonathan Nolan. But he was still eligible to be nominated for Best Original Screenplay instead of Best Adapted Screenplay because Jonathan Nolan didn't publish the story until after Memento was already out in theaters.
Oh.
So it's a weird scenario where it's based on a story, but the story is not published, but the only way Chris knows about it is because his brother wrote it and let him read it. So he was still eligible to be nominated for Best Original Screenplay. Had the manuscript been published beforehand, it would have had to go into Best Adapted Screenplay category.
Bern, did you know this about Silver Linings Playbook? It took 5 years and 25 rewrites before DavidORussell could direct the film, as all the emotional elements had to be of perfect balance. Also, little fun fact, Jennifer Lawrence stated that she was most excited to work with Jackie Weaver, who played Bradley Cooper's mom in the movie.
Here is my last fun fact about Memento. We've talked about some pay attention movies on this podcast before, some movies that kind of change the way you watch movies. You can't be dipping in and out here and there.
Yeah.
The narrative time jumps 113 times in the movie Memento. We move between time 113 times. The first scene is actually the very end of the movie, and the beginning starts In the middle of the movie, when Lenny meets Sammy, 113 time jumps. But Nolan did a brilliant job by keeping the black and white moving forward and the color moving backwards until we finally get to the end and it all meshes together. A little trick in there to help your brain keep track of everything.
Bern, are you aware of this little fun fact about the movie Silver Linings Playbook? Did you know Mark Wahlberg was originally cast to play the lead role, but DavidORussell made a last-minute decision to go with Bradley Cooper, which worked out. Also, little tidbit, Jennifer Lawrence was asked to gain weight for the role.
That never happens in Hollywood. No one's ever like, hey, honey, could you put on 5 to 10?
Well, that was the first part of round 3. Are you ready for the second part? The recasting.
The recasting. This is always fun. There's always tons of fun.
All right, Bern. Well, now it's time for the recasting. And as always, you're going to go first this week. And that's not as always. It's just this week. But here you go, Bern. Take it away.
All right. So I will be recasting Mac's film, Silver Lining Playbook. The characters I've chosen to recast, we have to do Pat Solitano, Junior and Senior. So we're talking Bradley Cooper and Robert De Niro. We have to do Dolores Solitano, originally played by Jackie Weaver. We have to do Cooper's best friend, Danny, played by Chris Tucker. And of course, we have to recast Tiffany, played by the award-winning Jennifer Lawrence. So I'm going to save the big two for the end. I am going to start with Pat's friend from the old cuckoo farm, Danny, played by Chris Tucker in the film. Chris Tucker is hilarious. He's casual. He just kind of shows up. He's constantly escaping, but he plays it off like he's just there to hang out. A really kind of bright spot in the movie, and a really heartfelt performance from Chris Tucker. I am going to recast that role with Lakeith Stanfield. I think Lakeith Stanfield is a good call there. I think he's going to be able to play that same kind of like genuine heart energy, but also you would believe that this guy maybe just crawled his way out of a nut house. So I'm going with Keith. And you love him, and you're rooting for him.
You love him.
You're rooting for him. You want to see him do well.
Yeah, everybody loved Tucker in this. He nailed it. Big film for him.
Yeah, and you hope he didn't escape, but in the back of your head, you kind of know he did. You kind of know he did.
You're okay.
You're okay with it. You still let him in. He's not dangerous.
No, he's just Danny.
For the power couple of Patrick Solitano Sr. and his wife Dolores, originally played by Robert De Niro and Jackie Weaver, I went in a little bit of a different direction. I didn't go quite as old as those two. I went a couple years younger. I'm going with Kyle Chandler as Pat Sr. and Katie Seagal as Dolores. I'm going Kyle Chandler and Katie Seagal playing Pat's parents in this version of Silver Linings Playbook. They're a little bit younger than Pat's parents in the movie, but I could see Kyle Chandler getting that kind of like stone-faced agitation. You know, we've seen him lose his stuff. We've seen him try really hard to hold together. We've seen those scenes, especially Friday Nights, where under the surface he's ready to absolutely explode, but he's just looking for something to keep him stable. Mm-hmm. And we've seen Katie Seagal be insane on Married with Children, even crazier on Sons of Anarchy.
She was so good.
She's still got a sweet kind of vibe to her deep down.
She loves her son. She loves her son.
She loves her son. She'd do anything for him. So those are my parents.
One of the things, I think those are good because one of the things that De Niro got over is that it's almost like you see where he gets it from kind of thing with the anger, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because his dad's almost boiling over. De Niro is almost boiling over. He's red hot. He's running hot, right?
Well, don't forget, in the movie, they got to watch the games from home because De Niro's not allowed in the stadium.
Right.
You know, he's been banned. He's been banned.
Yeah.
He can't. The emotion's too much for him. So I think Chandler would be a good call for that.
And then the second thing, the only thing about Kyle Chandler, you'd have to be careful. Can he pull off an accent? Because he's got that country twang, you know?
I mean, obviously, we're not going to go with the accent he used in Wolf of Wall Street, but I think with enough time, Kyle Chandler can get.
I mean, if Kate Winslet can do it, you know?
Right. I think Chandler can do it.
I'll tell you what, it wouldn't be mediocre.
Wouldn't be mediocre.
Wouldn't be mediocre, dickhead.
All right. Playing the Jennifer Lawrence character, very, very tough. Very tough to recast. Always tough to recast someone who won an Academy Award for the part.
Yeah.
Always only 13 years ago. Always tough to do that. But we've used her once before, and I'm going to use her again. I think she's bright eyed. I think she's peppy. I think she doesn't take no for an answer. I'd really like to see if she could get into that kind of emotional darkness for this that she needs to have for a little bit of it. I'm
Yeah.
going with Haley Stanfield. I really think she could pull this off. I know it's a bit of a weird casting choice. She'd probably have to put a couple of LBs on as well because she's a
Yeah.
little skinny. So we have to get her
Yeah.
to be a Philly 11.
You gotta
But
be a Philly 11. Yeah.
I think she's going to work perfectly with my recast for Pat Solitano Jr. Tough to see anybody else in this role. Bradley Cooper was excellent. It was
Fantastic.
clearly a piece of his heart. He had a local connection, which I think made a
Yeah.
ton of sense. And that's why I'm going with our boy, Miles Teller. Miles
Has to.
Teller as
Great
the
choice.
recast for Pat Jr.
Local kid. Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody else that could play
No.
this right now other than Miles Teller. So to recap,
Yeah.
Danny, originally played by Chris Tucker, I'm going with Lakeith Stanfield. Pat Solitano Sr. and Dolores Solitano, I'm going with Kyle Chandler and Katie Seagal. I think it's Seagal.
Seagal.
And as Pat Jr. and the lovely Tiffany, we're going with Miles Teller and Haley Steinfeld.
All right, Bern, that was great, but now it's time for some more nuts on your chin. Your boy, old Uncle Matty. I'm going to be recasting Memento. I'm going to be recasting Leonard, played by Guy Pearce. I'm going to be recasting Natalie, played by Carrie-Anne Moss. I'm going to be recasting Teddy, played by Joey Pantoliano. I'm going to be recasting Bert, played by Mark Boone Jr. And then I'm going to be recasting the Doctor, played by Thomas Lennon. Thought that was a funny one to throw in there.
That is a fun one. That is a fun one. No Sammy Jackson.
He wasn't in there a ton, but I think it was fun.
It was fun.
All right. Because we got 4 kind of like that were there more, and then I get more ish, and then one that's just a sneaky little cheeky, right?
little sneaky cheeky. I like it.
All right. So here we go, Bern. So to recast the Doctor, played by Thomas Lennon, I'm going to go with Britain's favorite son, the one and only Jack Whitehall. Because I think he can pull off like the snarky with the Britishness, and he's funny. So there you go.
I can see that. I can see that for sure.
Yep. Very good. Okay, then let's keep it moving. And then Mark Boone Jr. played Bert. For
Motel
him.
guy. Motel guy, right?
Motel guy. Yep. I'm going to be throwing in the one and only Haley Joel Osment.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. He's another 3-namer. Mark Boone Jr., Haley Joel Osment, replacing a 3-namer with a 3-namer. But I think at like the later years, Haley Joel Osment has been such a good like scuzzball, like perfect motel guy,
Yeah, he's the guy's renting him 2 rooms because he knows he can't remember. Yeah. But he's honest about it. He's like, yeah, I mean, you won't remember. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Loved it. So okay.
Haley Joe. Nice. Good for Haley Joe.
Yep. Then next up, Joey Pants, Teddy, played by Joey Pantoliano. This one, I needed someone high energy, someone who's like in your face, can be in your face a little bit, right? A little snarky. I went with Charlie Day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Charlie Day.
Yeah.
Because he's got to have that kind of like, he's got to be able to give you a little insult and be like, I'm just breaking your balls. I'm breaking your balls. He's got to have that kind
and
of
like
energy.
a fast talker too. You know what I mean? Like, it needs all of that.
A kind of a potentially playful scumbag. Ooh, that's out of left field, Manny, but I like it.
Okay. This one, I'm not crazy about this pick, but I'm going to ride with it because your boy's a rider. Your boy's a rider. You know me. I'm a rider. So Carrie-Anne Moss plays the character Natalie. I'm going to take Daisy Ridley.
Oh, I can see it.
Visually, I felt they were similar, right? Like for the time period, like, dude, people forget Matrix Carrie-Anne Moss, Memento Carrie-Anne Moss. Like, she was a smoker back in the day. Carrie-Anne
Yeah.
Moss.
Can Daisy
Total.
Ridley have a little bit of a scum? I'd like to see a little scumbag under the
Yeah.
surface air to her. So I feel like
That's what I
she
think,
plays
though. I
straight.
think she can pull that off. You know what I mean? She can get a little holier than thou a little bit. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay. All right.
And then to replace the character Leonard, played by Guy Pearce, I'm going to have the one and only Thomas Brody Sangster.
Wow. Oh,
Thank you.
little grandfather. Little
Little grandfather.
grandfather.
Little grandfather. Your boy, TBC, TBS, TB saying.
We
Thomas
got to
Brody
get him in.
Sangster.
We might need to get him in the gym a little bit just to give him enough room to put those tattoos on his body. I don't know if he's
I
got
think he could do it.
the
I think
realist.
he
Of
could
course, he
do
could
it.
do it.
You know who's another one that Will Poulter came, he was one
Yes.
that crossed my mind, but I feel like, he's done the Marvel thing. He's too big now,
He's too big now. Yeah.
He can't, he's jacked. He's yo, dude, he's yo. Will Poulter would have been
TBC's
good,
TBC's a
but
good actor too, and he's got to
yeah,
carry a lot of that movie. A lot of that is voiceover. A
yep.
lot of that is, I mean, he's pretty much
Visual, just him visually yeah,
he's in every scene. I mean, Guy
yeah,
Pearce is in every single scene in that movie.
yep,
So,
yep. I would love to
Maddie,
see Thomas Brody Sangster try it because I think he's a phenomenal actor.
I would be very excited to see your film. I
Mm-hmm.
like that cast. That's
Yeah,
exciting to me. That's a little different
yeah.
than a place I thought you were going, but I would watch the hell out of that.
So let me recap it. All
Give me the
right.
recap.
So my recap of so who I would recast for the movie Memento. For the Doctor, originally played by Thomas Lennon, I'm gonna go with the one and only Jack Whitehall. For Mark Boone Jr., who plays Bert the motel guy, I'm gonna go with Haley Joel Osmond. Then to recast Joe Pantoliano, who plays Teddy, I'm going to pick the one and only Charlie Day. Then to recast Carrie-Anne Moss's character, Natalie, I'm going to pick the one and only Daisy Ridley. And then to recast Guy Pearce's character, Leonard, I'm taking, you know him, you love him, the one and only Thomas Brody Sangster. Thank you. So, Bern, we both recasted well. We both did well in the trivia battle. But now we got to head to the championship rounds. Are you ready to let artificial intelligence decide our fate?
As ready as I'm ever going to be.
Love it. All right, Bern, well, let's head to round 4. Round 4, fight. Okay, now we're into round 4 of the championship rounds. In this round, we'll be asking our overlord and savior, Gemini, to tell us which movie is better, Memento or Silver Linings Playbook. So it's a tough one. So we asked we asked Gemini. I said, "Hello, Gemini. Can you please tell us what movie you think is better, Memento or Silver Linings Playbook?" Gemini said thus. They said, this is a tough one. Both Memento and Silver Linings Playbook are exceptional films that showcase the power of cinema to explore complex themes and evoke deep emotions. However, if I must choose a champion, I'd give the edge to Memento. And here's why. So, while Silver Linings Playbook delivers emotional resonance and relatable characters, Memento stands as a truly groundbreaking and intellectually stimulating cinematic achievement. Nolan's masterful manipulation of narrative structure and his exploration of memory and identity elevate Memento to a level of cinematic artistry that few films have achieved. That's true. The film's fragmented, non-linear storytelling mirrors the protagonist's anterograde amnesia, forcing the viewer to actively piece together the puzzle of Leonard's past. This innovative approach to storytelling creates a uniquely immersive and suspenseful experience. As we become detectives alongside Leonard, questioning every clue and encounter, Memento challenges our perceptions of reality, blurring the lines between truth and deception, and leaving us with lingering questions about the nature of identity and the fragility of memory. Beyond its narrative ingenuity, Memento delves into profound philosophical themes. It explores the subjective nature of truth, the power of self-deception, and the consequences of our actions. This film's exploration of these themes is both thought-provoking and unsettling, leaving a lasting impression on the viewer. That's true. While Silver Linings Playbook offers a heartwarming and emotionally satisfying experience, Memento challenges us to engage with the film on an intellectual and philosophical level. It's a film that demands multiple viewings. It's true. Revealing new layers of meaning with each rewatch. Also true. Memento is not simply a film to be watched. It's a film to be experienced and pondered. Very true. Testament to the power of cinema to challenge our perceptions and expand our understanding of the human condition. So that's why Memento won, and that sends Christopher Nolan to the semifinals. So to recap, the semifinals is now thus. Bern, so who do we have for the semifinals? Give it to us, Daddy.
Well, we have Ridley Scott, Steven Spielberg, the Coen brothers, and now Christopher Nolan.
Chrissy Knowles, Daddy. Chrissy Knowles. Damn, that's a hell of a semifinals.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabs. Not too shabs. We don't know who we're going to pit who it against. You're going to have to listen to find out, but I'm excited to see where this goes because we got some good stuff coming your way. Bern, we are coming towards the top of time, though. Do you have anything you'd like to say to our viewers, fans, listeners, and probably, our families, maybe? Actually, I don't think anyone in my family listens to this show. But what do you got to say before we get out of here?
I don't have a family anymore. I just want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in to the first round of the Director's Cup. We're now going to the semifinals. Hold on to your butts because we're going to have some great matchups coming to you guys over the next few weeks and until we crown the winner of Director's Cup 1. So Thanks for checking it out. Stay tuned. And if you do have any better ideas about the recast, don't just write in and tell us our recast was crap. Give us some suggestions. That's all.
Very true. Love that. Very true. Yeah. So speaking of telling us why you think our recast is crap, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents Ask AI. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. Join us on Twitter and TikTok at WorkingPPod. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe. And we'll keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. I'm Matt Lavelle. He's Bern Takes. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks. See you.